I want to thank you for your emails, comments, donations, and overall support. That in February, the channel will have been up for 7 years, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. Really, it means so much to me, and just thank you for your years of support. This video is going to talk about New Year's resolutions, some of the challenges we face in accomplishing our New Year's resolutions, and giving you the tools you need at the end of 2014 to look at your New Year's resolutions and feel that joy of success that you accomplished what you set out to do. Now, professional athletes have coaches because a coach can get more out of the athlete than the athlete can get on their own. And I think coaching is just so helpful in helping you move your life in the direction that you want. And my reason for starting the YouTube channel was to help people. And I made the prices of coaching very affordable. The consultation is free. The first session is only $5. And it's very affordable after that. If you just want one session, that's fine with me. Like I said, I'm here to help. And you'll notice a dramatic difference in your life, the quality of your life, in your discipline, in your health, in your career, in your relationships. It's amazing how much progress we can make together when you have someone supporting you, encouraging you, and holding you accountable. And I know a lot of people have thought about contacting me or getting a coach, but for one reason or another have been putting it off. And now for the new year, give it another thought and just reach out to me. Like I said, the consultation's free. You have nothing to lose. It's true from my experience that your life will never be the same. After you have coaching, you'll see a difference in your life. And we don't go for quick fixes and overnight dramatic changes. We're looking for long-term consistency in creating new habit patterns and self-discipline and inner peace. All right, let's get to it. If you do have a pen and pencil, you might want to grab it right now, pause the video, because we're going to talk about some common mistakes people make in making their New Year's resolutions. All right, the first thing to make successful New Year's resolutions or successful goals in general, it doesn't have to be just New Year's resolutions, is you want to make small goals. The mistake people make is they make their goals too big, too unrealistic, or they have too many. And that's a common thing, and you might be able to keep the pace for a week or 2 weeks or even a month, but then you fall back to your old ways. It's just like the gym. In January, the gym is packed, crowded. Come February, March, it starts emptying out. And we want consistency. It's not quality, it's not quantity, it's quality and consistency. Really, really important. So if you have, there's an old saying of, if you're going on a trip and you've already packed for the trip, take out 50% of what you've packed and leave it at home and double the amount of money you plan to take. Because we always need more money and we always pack way too much stuff. And the same thing with goals. We make our goals too big, too much, and get in over our heads. So you want to make small, really small goals. And what you want to do with the goal, and I'll use exercise as a common example, something that we all want to do, you want to start where your baseline is. So if you're exercising currently once a week or once every 2 weeks for 20 minutes, if you're going running or walking or whatever, you would start with that baseline, and you would not make a goal, okay, starting the new year, I'm going to go to the gym and exercise 4 times a week for an hour. It's not going to happen. You want to slowly build upon the goal of what your baseline is. And so if your baseline is once every couple of weeks, maybe you start with once a week for the first couple of weeks. And then after that, you bump it up to twice a week. And you start with 15 minutes. If that's too much, 10 minutes. Consistency. And I see this all the time, and we're able to make a lot of progress in coaching because we make the goals manageable, and you have a feeling of success. You're able to see your growth, and you're able to build. It's like the snowball effect. It starts small and it gets bigger and bigger. And all I need is a commitment. So if you tell me that you only want to exercise 5 minutes a week, once a week, that's fine. I'll take that and we can do wonders with that. And so it's the same thing with your goals. Start small, start with your baseline, and then slowly build upon that. Now, if you're not going to the gym at all or not exercising at all, start with something like you could do it in commercials. Do 1 or 2 jumping jacks, or walk around your block or your neighborhood. Do a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk, just to get the body moving. And what we want is momentum. But whatever it is, you want that consistency. Second mistake people don't make is they don't have a routine. The self-discipline is dramatically increased when you have it set. So some people like to say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym twice a week, for example. Well, you need to have very concretely what day and what time. And I'm so much more successful in going to the gym when I started setting on these specific days at this specific time, I'm going to the gym. What we're fighting is we're fighting resistance. And human beings by nature, we like to conserve energy and be lazy. We don't want to do unnecessary things, and especially if we don't see the long-term benefit in it. And so what you want to do is not leave any room for that voice in your head to procrastinate. Say, oh, you'll do it tomorrow, you'll do it later, you'll do it next week. You want to say, okay, on this day, on Tuesday, Thursday, I'm going to the gym and I'm exercising. That's it, end of subject. And you arrange, the next thing you got to do is arrange your schedule around that. That is your number one priority, is honoring your commitment to go Tuesday and Thursday. And you want to get that feeling. It feels so good to keep your word. Keep your word. It's like a contract. You're making a contract with yourself that this is what I'm going to do. And it builds discipline. It builds self-esteem when you honor what you say you're going to do. And so we create it becomes automatic, and we create a routine. The next thing, you'll want to be patient. Some of us are so impatient in accomplishing our goals. If it's a weight loss goal, we want to lose 20 pounds in a month or 15 pounds in a month. Unrealistic. Just give me consistency. Give yourself consistency. Even if it's half a pound a week, that's fine. We can work with that. But be consistent in doing that. So being patient with your goal. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will be the transformations that you want to make. The next thing is see the immediate benefit of doing your goal. And so there's a good book by psychologists about exercise and how it helps depression, how it helps anxiety. And what they said to focus on, I can't remember the name of the book right now, but what they said to focus on is to focus on how you feel after you exercise. So most people exercise because they want their bodies to look good for the summer, or they want to lose weight. And it's a future goal. And most of us are future discounters. We want that immediate gratification. And so the name of the book is called Exercise for Mood and Anxiety. Really, really good book. And what we want what they talk about is focus on the immediate results. So when I exercise, go to the gym, I immediately feel good. I have the endorphin rush. I feel disciplined. I feel confident. I feel healthier. And it's not about some future goal. It can also be that, but that's not my main focus. My main focus is to feel good after I exercise. So keeping that in mind. The next one is balance goals. This is another mistake people make, is they focus too much in one area. They focus too much on career, focus too much on finances, or focus too much on health and weight loss and things like that. You want to have a solid foundation. And most of us are imbalanced. We're out of balance. We're strong in some areas and weak in other areas. And when setting your goals, you want to set it up so you have balance. So I made a list of some areas to consider. So first is health. That is primary. So that would include things like diet, sleep, stress, Even something as simple as getting enough sunlight, which is really critical, or drinking enough water. You want to focus on your health. Health is the number one priority, because if you don't have your health, if you're not taking care of your health, if you're being sloppy with your health, it's going to affect all your other goals. It's like you can have the nicest car, a Ferrari, but if you put garbage or sludge into the fuel tank, it's not going to go. It's not going to go where you want to go. And we want for you to have energy, to feel energetic, motivated, and inspired to be able to do the goals that you want. And there's a direct correlation. Your energy level is going to affect your willpower and self-discipline. So if your energy level is low and you're not taking care of your health, then you are crippling yourself on what you can achieve with your other goals. So health is the first category. The second is creativity. We have lost that inner child, lost touch with that inner child. So even something like building Legos, making a puzzle, putting together a puzzle, and as long as it's not out of control, even playing like a video game, maybe that might not fall in exactly to creativity. That'd be more in my other category, fun. But things like that, things, painting, drawing, hobbies, arts and crafts, things like that. Something, or even journaling and writing, something that you are able to express your creative outlet. The next one is relationships, family and friends, and making sure that you are not only maintaining the friendships that you have, but reaching out to new people and getting out of your comfort zone, people that you normally don't associate or hang out with. And meetup.com is a great website to find new people that think outside of you, or that are not just like you. Really, really great way to grow and to connect with people. The next one is being, and that is just allowing yourself to be. We're constantly distracting ourselves. Either we're staring at a screen, or we're stuck in a box, our car or our house, apartment, the office, and we're always putting input into our mind. We're always either talking on the phone, watching TV, looking at a computer, doing something. And we want to allow time and space for being as a goal. And that could be things like meditation, sitting on park benches, one of my favorite activities, listening to soothing music, or just staring at a wall. Just staring at the wall and allowing yourself to be. And you start to get in touch with that intuitive part of yourself. Another thing I love is downloading apps like nature sound apps, and just listening to nature sound apps and just allowing yourself to be. Kind of shutting down and giving your equipment a rest. All right, next one is fun. So I talked about that, and that could also fall under the line of hobbies, sports, activities, going to amusement parks, playing games, doing things that you enjoy. We just don't seem to, that always seems to be relegated to the bottom, having fun. So it's really important having fun. The next area is financial, is having discipline in your finances. And it's amazing how much money I'm able to save my clients when reviewing their finances. And we just track it, and then we find ways to save money. And it's amazing when we don't track our expenditures, how much money we waste. Next area is career. So doing development, career development. And even if you have a job that you don't want to do with the rest of your life, there's something that makes the job more rewarding. You're more eager to go to it when you make a commitment to it, to be good at it, to do reading on it, to excel at it. And it seems like the workday goes much better when we take pride in our job and we do what we can to improve our skills. And the last one is mental. So developing your mind, reading books, taking classes, doing online courses, things to further your intelligence, watching TED videos, and just feeding your mind with nutrition, mental nutrition. Okay, so that's that's important to have balance. So you have balance in all those areas. So setting maybe one goal for each category. And then the next mistake people make is they'll take all those categories and they'll try to do them all at once. What you want to do is you want to stagger them, is you want to slowly integrate them. Not everything has to be done January 1st or started January 1st, 2014 or whatever year. It doesn't have to be started right away. You can integrate it. So first you could start with exercise. And then you could start with, maybe in a couple weeks after you get that down, go into the social. Then you could focus on your career or creativity. But don't want to start everything at once. Stagger it, get consistent at it, and then add to it. Okay. The next mistake people make is they focus on the end result. So they'll say, okay, I want to, by the end of next year, double my income. And that sounds wonderful, double my income. But people don't make a plan on how they're going to get there. And probably doubling your income might be too unrealistic. And sometimes if the brain feels like something's too unrealistic, it's not going to waste energy in getting started on it. So you want to make it something, maybe increase my income 25%. That's realistic. And then making a plan. How are you going to do that? Whether it's finding a new job, if you're in sales, making 10 additional cold calls per week or visiting old clients. You want to have a plan and then see, okay, if I do this per week, per month, how much is that going to net me? Is that going to net me where I want to be by the end of the year? And you want it so very specific and concrete. Another mistake people make is that they don't make their goals actionable and trackable. Really important. So when I start off coaching is I ask people what goals they like to achieve. And some people would say, I like to have meet a girl or meet a boy, have a boyfriend or have a girlfriend, have a relationship, I'd like to be healthier and lose weight. Well, that's not really trackable and something that's actionable. But what is actionable is, for example, I won't do any snacking. My goal is not to snack after 7 p.m. That's something that we can track. And so you want stuff that you can track and to have some system to track it. That's the next mistake people make, is they don't have any system on how to track their goal. And that's something that I work with clients, is we make it so we can track it, so we can see their progress, where they're weak, where they're struggling. And it makes all the difference. That which gets tracked gets done, or is more likely to get done. Another thing that people make the mistake is they don't predict or foresee challenges that they're going to have. With any goal that we are going to have challenges. There is going to be roadblocks and obstacles. And you want to be prepared for those challenges. So maybe a challenge is, if you have an exercise goal, the challenge will be winter. What do I do when winter comes? And then you have something ready. Okay, I am going to do an indoor, watch a video and do an indoor workout program, or I'm going to join the gym. Or find out your own personal challenges. Maybe your challenge is procrastination and going to the gym. How are you going to overcome that challenge? Maybe having a workout buddy or workout partner, doing it first thing in the morning, making a consequence with somebody if you don't accomplish your goal. So predict the challenges you're going to have and then find ways to overcome the challenges. Okay, the next one is thinking that it'll make them happy. People think that, oh, if I accomplish this goal, that's going to fix me, that's going to make me happy, that's what's missing in my life. The nice thing about coaching is I get to see all these things in action. Together with clients, they tell me a goal and we work and accomplish the goal, and you'll find they'll have a temporary high, and then they go to the next thing. Then they go back to their baseline of where they were, their level of happiness prior to the goal. And goals, achieving goals, are only to add to our life. They're not to become our source of happiness. It's the cherry on top. It's the whipped cream. It's the added benefit. And the real joy is the process of the person we become as we move towards our goals. That's what's important. It's not the final destination, and it's so hard to get people to realize that. They always think it's this will make me happy when I accomplish this, that, or the other. So the end result is not where it's at, it's the journey. So keeping that in mind. This one, some people might differ opinion on this, but I don't believe in telling people about the goals. There might be a few select people that will be supportive or encouraging, but I don't like the idea of having pressure as a tool of motivation, because then it becomes a burden and it kind of sucks the joy out of accomplishing the goal. And when we're pressured, we tend to resist. And I'd rather use another P word, and that's passion. Having the passion to accomplish your goal, you don't need to tell people, and using the fear of embarrassment or letting other people down as a motivator. Now, for some people, it might work, and if it does work for you, I'd encourage you to do that. But I don't like the burden of having that sense of obligation. I like to accomplish the goal intrinsically, be intrinsically motivated and to accomplish a goal. And also, then you also get, when I told people I was going to ride my bicycle halfway across country, I got so many naysayers, and people would say, "Oh, you're going to die, it's too dangerous, you don't know what you're doing," and all these things. And so that's why I find it's beneficial not telling people about the goal. The other thing is, there's been some studies about visualization. And so they would take people that were on a diet, and they'd have them visualize, one group visualize eating chocolate chip cookies, and another group not visualize eating chocolate chip cookies. And the group that visualized eating chocolate chip cookies, when they were actually had the opportunity to eat real chocolate chip cookies, ate less than the group that didn't do the visualization. And so what some people or some studies have concluded, that when we visualize a goal, our mind thinks that it's already been accomplished. Like, it thinks it's already eaten chocolate chip cookies, so it doesn't need as many. And it takes away the motivation to accomplish the goal. So instead of visualizing the end result and visualizing this perfect body, instead visualize what it's going to take to get you there. So the habits, the patterns that you will have to engage in order to get there, the discipline, the specific actions which will lead you to the goal. The next thing is really planning for dips. So when we are accomplishing goals, we'll have highs, we'll have lows, we'll have weeks where we totally blow it. And most people are not able to handle that, especially people that are very hard on themselves. They have a dip and they beat themselves up, and they say, "I can't accomplish this, I can't do it," and they fall off the goal. So you want to be able to get through the dips by knowing, okay, I'm going to have dips, plan for them, know they're going to happen, and know you can get through them. The next one is the people you surround yourself. So there was an interesting study about people being overweight, and people being overweight tend to have overweight friends and overweight family members, and there's like a circle of obesity that that influences them. And having, forgot the specific statistic, but having an overweight people in your life, overweight family members or friends, increases your chances of being overweight. So you want to surround yourself with people that you want to be like, that, not necessarily be like, but people that have that self-discipline. You want to surround yourself with people that are supportive, encouraging, and aren't immediate gratification, aren't procrastinators, lazy, or negative. You can set a goal, but if you surround yourself with people that are not, have elevated, one degree or another, elevated thinking, it's going to be a challenge. The next one is perfectionism. This is a goal killer. So many of us struggle with perfectionism, and we think that that is going to help us, and it actually hurts us. And instead of having things perfect, see, perfection is a process. It's like writing a book. You might write 500 pages, and out of those 500 pages, maybe 20% of it is usable. And then you take that, and then you add to that, and then you trim that down. And it's a process, and many people want immediate perfection. So they want to have a goal or do something and have it come out perfect the first time. And that's just not the way life works. Life it's a constant rewrite. It's a constant edit. And so knowing that if you're a perfectionist, the biggest thing, as Woody Allen says, 80% of the battle is just showing up. That's just showing up. Just doing it is success, instead of worrying about, did I do it right? Is it perfect? I'm afraid other people won't like it, and all those things. So let me just read to you Woody Allen. He says, I made the statement years ago that 80% of life is just showing up. And people used to tell him that they wanted to write a play, they want to write a movie, they want to write a novel. And the couple of people that did it were the 80% of the way to having something happen. So the people that actually wrote it, that's 80% of the battle, just writing it. So many people encounter resistance, and once they hit the resistance, bam, they're stuck. It's like hitting a brick wall. There's a great book called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, and it talks about resistance. And that's the difference between success and failure, is overcoming the resistance. And again, that's what makes having someone hold you accountable really, really helpful. Because someone holding you accountable can allow you or help you overcome that natural resistance that we all face. And that's one of the main things that why people with coaching are able to accomplish their goals, is because they have that accountability. Now, if you don't want to get a coach, find someone, and it's really challenging to find someone, but someone that's really tough and that will hold you accountable to what you say you're going to do. Accountability partner is huge. See, we are social creatures, and oftentimes the next mistake we make is we try to do our goals on our own. And I know I said not to tell other people. I mean, that's fine, but I'm talking about having a network of support. So if it's losing weight, okay, we do need specifically chosen people to help us accomplish that goal. It's not like we're telling them and then forgetting about it. We're telling them and pulling them in and getting them involved in our success. Really important to have that social network of support, and it'll make a difference in your ability to accomplish your goals. It's amazing. People tell me, people in coaching wanted to accomplish goals for years that they've been unable to accomplish. And with having me or someone like me involved, they're just amazed at how much more progress that they're able to make and how they're able to accomplish their goals. Next thing is not saying no. So things are always going to come up. So you have your goal, and then you have all the things that are going to come in and try to steer you off the track or off the path of your goal. And the ability to say no is so critical. Your priority, so it's a lot of times we don't have our priorities straight, and your priority or your focus is your goal. Everything needs to fit around that goal. And that could be family, that could be your goal, everything else needs to fit. Or it could be like I work with artists, and the artists, that is their focus, becoming good at their art and putting their art out to the world. That is their number one priority, and everything else needs to fit around that. So when people are making plans, you want to set a schedule like I talked about before. So let's say your schedule 7 to 9, 6 to 8 in the morning. That's art time. That's creative time. That's work time. Everything else, someone calls you, hey, let's go to breakfast. Sorry, I can do it after I finish my goal or the thing that I'm creating. And really, really critical is priorities. Oftentimes we get off track our goals because of the resistance, and we don't keep our priorities set in stone. So learning how to say no to people, no to projects, and really simplifying your life, because life will it's like the activities, distractions will fill to the amount of time and space we give to them. And learning to say no really will cut that out and make things simplistic. Next one is mindset shift. So a lot of people think about their goal. I want to accomplish a goal. So if I want to learn how to play the piano, for example, by the end of the year, I make that my goal. It takes not only, okay, I'm going to practice the piano this many hours a day. It not only takes that, but it takes a mindset shift. And that becomes part of who I am. So I'm naturally listening to musicians, reading books, or, for example, basketball players. This would be a better example. When I was younger, I really wanted to be good at basketball. So I made basketball like Wilson from the movie. I made the basketball part of my mindset. That was part of who I became. So when I'd walk, I'd dribble the ball, sleep with the ball, take the ball around with me, and practice as much as possible. And it became part of my life or lifestyle. Really, really important. Not examining your underlying beliefs. This one also is huge. So we have goals and we seem to hit brick walls and not accomplish the goals, but we can't figure out why. And so we need to understand what is our underlying belief about the goal, or about our ability to accomplish the goal. And some things will be shocking when you start realizing some of these subconscious beliefs. For example, if you worked really hard at something as a child and you had a critical parent, critical teacher, and nothing ever came of it, and then as an adult you're trying to accomplish a goal and you just can't seem to get anywhere with it, you might have the underlying belief, what's the point? I work really hard and nothing ever comes of it. I'll see nothing for all my labors and hard work. And something as simple as that, bringing it to the surface, will free you up. There's so many underlying beliefs that we're unaware of that block us from our accomplishing what we want. It could be something as fear of failure, which is obviously a very common one. But look at what you're underlying, or I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. I'm not good enough. It can't happen to me. Blah, blah, blah. So looking and examining that and seeing if it's true or not. And it's 99% of the time the beliefs that hold us back are not true, not based in reality. The next thing is, thank you for your patience. I know this video is running a little bit long, but I feel like it's really, really critical information that will help you accomplish what you want out of life. All right, why you want the goal. This is another mistake people make, is they never examine why do they want the goal. And a lot of times it's based on ego, or it's based on what other people will think of me. If I accomplish this goal, people will like me, or I will feel better about myself. I'll feel more successful, more confident. And that is a very shallow and superficial way to accomplish a goal. So you really want to examine what is the reason, and then maybe redefine the goal. Okay, I realize I want this for superficial reasons, and re-examining, saying, okay, what is something else I can shift, a goal that is going to be for me and not for my ego. Okay, that really pretty much covers it. Thank you again for patience, and feel free to welcome your comments and appreciate your comments. And again, thank you very much for your support. If you do want to make a donation or you do want to get coaching, just check my email address is up there. Send me a quick email, and everybody have a fantastic and productive, and most importantly, a year, 2014 and thereafter, of just inner peace. I think that's what we're all after, is just that contentment. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.